My name is Sumter Pendergrast. I am the owner of and founder, I guess, of Sidecar Donuts here in Costa Mesa, California. We are a high-end specialty donut shop. We have currently 7 stores throughout Southern California.
Hi, I'm John Wieringa. I'm the founder and owner of Pilgrim's Capital Advisors, just a small fee-only RIA firm in Granville, Michigan.
My name is Sam Cummings. I am managing partner of CWD Real Estate Investment in Grand Rapids, Michigan. We are a real estate investment and property management company.
Do you remember what kind of connected us?
Well, I couldn't focus. If I was trying to make a point, and you'll remember this, I'd be waving my arms around like I was trying to work at an airport, bringing planes in. And when I would talk to you, I said, listen to me, and I would hold my hands like this to make sure that you stayed focused while I couldn't.
I didn't know I had anxiety. I think growing up, even though it was latently in different periods, I would have anxiety over different things, but it would eventually go away. And I had an event, maybe two years before I met you, that it was like a panic attack type of event, and it just rocked my world. I didn't know how to react.
Memory, recall, just search for words right in the middle of a conversation. The other thing is I want to stay sharp. You know, in my world, especially now with the volatility, you know, I've got to look for more allocation and diversification for client portfolios. Well, that takes a lot more research. And so I need to dig in more and make sure I go through every investment or allocation thoroughly. And so I just felt I was slipping there a little bit and needed to, you know, get my edge back.
At the time, I was having a lot of anxiety issues. I mean, I was very sort of hyper. I was having difficulty focusing as a result of that. It was extremely interesting to me to see how that condition manifested itself on the screen. And the way Dr. Royer put it to me back then was that you're sitting at your desk and you're performing these tasks and you're doing a pretty good job at it, but your brain has you running from a tiger 24 hours a day. And that was super interesting to me.
In meetings or in negotiations, I went from being kind of the class clown to being a trained killer because I could focus so much quicker and so much more in depth and read the room because I wasn't distracted by all these other things going on. I mean, I love to read body language when I'm talking to somebody or working on a project or negotiating in something, because they'll tell you what their weaknesses are if you can pay attention. Amazing transformation happened from when we started brain training. Saved my life. I literally saved my life. I don't say that lightly. To give me my life back, I think that's the way to put it, because I lived a certain way, had the episode, then you're like, oh my gosh, what do I do now? How do I live normally? Again, you kind of remember those times. And this gave me my life back and more, right? I'm better today than I was before.
It's really been pretty easy to build it into my morning routine. It's 10 minutes. By the time I flip on my computer, plug in my passwords and so forth, grab the equipment and so forth, and it's really just 10 minutes. It's refreshing. It's energizing, believe it or not, but it really is. It's just like going on a brisk walk. You know, I feel that after a session, I feel a little bit energized. It's kind of weird, but it works.
The thing is, I can actually see it and feel it in my work. For instance, say I've got, 3 hours left in the day, and I've got in my mind, I think, 6 hours of things to do. If I approach that frenetically, I won't get any of it done. It's important that I approach that with calm focus. So I've got to tick off those things, categorize what is urgent and what's important, and be able to get in that zone.
So I had an immediate effect upon completing the first session, that there was an unusual calm for me anyway.
I see it in business a lot, right? Change for people is one of the most difficult things you can go through. Like if you change a procedure, if you make somebody go from one shop to another, or you implement any change, people just naturally are opposed to change, and it gives them stress. This practice gives you perspective. It also allows you to handle stressful situations with much more ease, I would say. You can calm yourself down through deep breathing, both mentally and physically. I think through the physical, you affect the mental. So through this deep breathing process, you calm your body down, which ultimately seems to calm your mind down.
What I've been able to do through training is actually be able to see what that looks like on the screen. And so I also understand what that feels like when I see it on the screen, and that's what I try to achieve in order to be the most efficient at getting through my list and getting through the things that are most important.
And I have no desire to retire. I want to stay sharp. I like what I do. I love the relationships, and that's a big part of it in my business. I thrive on the relationships. So I want to stay sharp, yes, with the relationships, but also as a steward, you know, in what I do. And my clients expect that, and I owe that to them. I just got to stay in my A game, if you will.